Then we want to welcome everybody. Great crowd. Thank you all for being here today as we do what I believe to be an exciting announcement and wrap up of a program that we have for years now, I guess, been talking about called ATRIP. Some of us have heard the term ATRIP ad nauseum for the last several years, but the program has come to fruition, and today, Governor Bentley has asked counties all across the state of Alabama to hold press conferences like this, let everyone know the impact on our counties and cities and across the state. And so that's what we're doing. Glad to do that. And through these comments, I'm sure you'll hear how much we appreciate Governor Bentley's foresight in coming forward with this program that really enhances roads and bridges throughout the state of Alabama. I do want to introduce a few people before we get started. First of all, County Commissioners Curtis Harvey, Doug Singfield, and Melinda McClendon up here in front. Thank you for being here. City Commissioners Kevin Dorsey, Amos Newsom, can't see back there, I'm assuming you're here, John Ferguson. Anybody else back there that I didn't see?
That's it.
And of course, Mayor Schmitz is here. Henry County officials, you all know Judge Commission Chairman David Money, and Henry Grimsley is back there behind it. Is that all from Henry County? Okay. And then, as always, we're honored to have our legislative delegation who, working with the governor, made this possible. You know, this was the governor's idea, had a lot of help from us local folks, but without the legislature doing what they needed to do, it wouldn't have happened. So Senator Harry Ann Smith is in the back, I think, and Representative Paul Lee. We appreciate both of you being responsible and responsive to county and city government. I do want to introduce city and county staff that are here because we all just stand up here and do this. These are the guys that draw the plans and make it happen and put the work on the ground. So they need to be mentioned today, I think. Barkley Kirkland is the county engineer right over here, and you'll hear from some of these engineers momentarily. Veronica Goins is an engineer and designer back there in the green. Veronica, thank you for all your help in this. From the city, Jerry Corbin is here, right over there. Okay. Thank you, Jerry, and the staff from the city here that are related to this project. And then from Henry County, Judge, you help me if I miss anybody. We've got Chris Champion, who is the Henry County engineer, and Chad Sowell, who wears many hats, but today he's the public information officer for Henry County. He's also the E911 director and a few other things, newlywed along with all of that, so congratulations to you. Thank all of you for being here, and thank you for the role you've played in this. I'm going to make a couple of comments. The mayor will follow and the judge, and then we're going to ask the three engineers to come up and give you a status report on the projects that we have going on in Dothan and Houston County and Henry County. And let me say to the judge, I appreciate you being willing to come down here and join us. The mayor and I, as you know, all the time say we're all in this together. And if we can pool our resources to get the word out, then we appreciate you guys being willing. A lot of counties and cities around the state would not be willing to do that and extend a hand of cooperation, and we appreciate that from the Henry County officials. ATRIP, we hear about, is the Alabama Transportation Rehabilitation Improvement Program, and it certainly has made historic improvements and will make historic improvements to the local transportation network throughout Alabama. Now that all the projects have been announced, we received our letter, I think, our final letter on Phase 3 Monday or Tuesday of this week. So now that all the projects have been announced, we're here to look at the overall impact of ATRIP on our county, our city, Henry County, and to report, as I said, on the progress that these projects are making. First, I want to give you a little background. ATRIP was first revealed by Governor Bentley in 2012. It's a program that provides funding for local road and bridge projects that are identified and submitted by local government. This is not a top-down program where the state told us what we were going to do. We submitted these projects, and then a committee decided which projects you got in which time frame. We worked with the committee. We had a few little issues. Representative Lee and I had some conversations and had to make them understand what we really needed, and we did that, right, Representative? And so the 7-member committee decided what projects were approved for each county. Excuse me. The projects are funded through federally established process known as Garvey bonds. You all may have heard of Garvey bonds before, but basically that allows the state to sell bonds and repay those bonds with future federal funding. Now, I've already been asked this morning, does the federal shutdown impact these monies coming? And the answer is no. Don't ask me why it doesn't, but it doesn't. You can ask the mayor that. He may know. Local governments are to provide at least a 20% match on these projects. Some have matched as much as 50% to be able to do around the state, to be able to do more projects, but I think pretty much all of ours are at the 20% level. I don't know about yours, but altogether, projects were awarded in 4 stages, plus there was a program called RAMP that I think engineer from Henry County is going to tell you about that's a little different than ATRIP, but I think they participated in RAMP. And as I said, the final round of awards were announced this week. So far statewide, there have been 142 projects valued at $165 million already let to contract. That's a pretty significant impact. As I said today, we want to let you know about that statewide impact and then specifically let you know what we think is a huge economic impact in Dothan, Houston County, and Henry County. We submitted in Houston County nearly $30 million of projects, time you figure all that the city put in. Altogether, we were awarded, Dothan and Houston County, approximately $19 million in ATRIP funds. Now, when you add our 20% to that, that means the economic impact in Dothan, Houston County is $23.5 million. That's money that comes in to build roads, but, you know, those roads don't just happen. People have to be employed to build these roads, and the asphalt has to come from somewhere. That's $23.5 million spent in our community. I won't talk to you about trickle-down economics, but you understand that is a huge economic influx into our community. That's part of why the governor wanted to do this program, was not just to get the roads in shape, but to put these funds back into the economy. And I think he's been very successful in that. We think it's, when we look back on it after they're all completed, it's going to be looked back on as one of the most historic road programs that's ever been done in the state of Alabama. And honestly, we hear some inklings that we may even look at a repeat of it somewhere down the road. So again, we thank the governor for thinking of cities and counties and the need for roads. We thank the legislators that implemented it, and it's just a huge thing for us. Mayor, turn it over to you.
I just want to thank Chairman Culver for his leadership in this. He's worked really hard on this. I want to thank our local delegation, state delegation. They've worked hard for supporting Governor Bentley. Anytime we can put millions of dollars in our economy, it's an incredible thing. And I'll tell you, it's the #1 complaint we get in the city of Dothan is traffic and congestion. So anytime we can invest in safety and connecting our city is a great health and wellness part of our community and really adds quality of life. But what I really want to thank is the leadership in this room, because to get from where we were to here, Governor Bentley needed a lot of support, and it happened. Thank you for that. I also want to thank Chairman Culver and his staff and the commission, the county commission. When this all came down, a lot of cities and counties will fight over the money. We sat down and worked it out, and it was a win-win-win. This is an incredible win for the city of Dothan, and I want to thank Chairman Culver for his leadership again. Thanks.
Thank you. Judge?
First of all, I'd like to thank Chairman Culver and Mayor Schmitz for allowing Henry County to partner this morning in this briefing. And on a personal note, both these men have been extremely helpful to a rookie who's older than either one of them in my 9 months of service, so I thank them personally for the help that they've given us. We obviously want to also thank Governor Bentley and Director Cooper, as well as the legislature, for delivering $6.5 million in federal, I'm sorry, that's $5.6 million in federal dollars to improve roads in Henry County. That amount is equivalent to what we would normally get in 10 years. So we've gotten that in the past 2 years. We use most of our valuable resources, Lake Eufaula, to enable us to be competitive in this grant process. We decided that we would develop a northern route from the southern part of Henry County all the way to the lake. We also wanted to emphasize the importance of improving eligible routes that would support our agriculture and timber industries within the county. When the governor introduced the ramp program as an alternative available to those counties who are struggling to meet the local match, we felt in Henry County that this option would enable us to improve Henry County roads without depleting our local funds. And lastly, we allotted some of our eligible funds to the city of Headland to assist them in their South Main Street project. South Main Street in Headland is one of the most traveled roads in Henry County. Mayor Marla could not join us this morning, but asked me to convey his appreciation to the governor and the director and the Henry County Commission for their assistance with their project. In a few moments, we'll hear from, in my opinion, one of the best county engineers in the state, Chris Champions, to give us an update on where we stand with the funding on ramp and ATRIP in Henry County.
One
of them. Thank you.
One of them. Third.
Thank you, Judge and Mayor. Next, I'm going to call up the engineers, but just to give you an idea, these projects that are on here, and I believe I can speak for city staff, these were not just randomly selected projects. These were projects that had an impact not only from the financial aspect, but on things going on in our community. Example, this road right here is the main service road that serves Farley Nuclear Plant. Needed work very badly, and I think you'll hear in a second the status of that. This road down here serves our distribution park. We're working hard to try to get more jobs into the community, so the ability to provide a better road for the distribution park was important to us. This road obviously is the largest east-west out on the east side of town connector that we have, and when it gets completed, many people use that to get from the Ashford area over to the other side of the county. Same thing in the city, I'm sure, and when Jerry's talking, he can tell you some of the impact. Westgate I know is one of them, and everybody knows the impact Westgate has on everything, including this gives us direct access to the Dothan Industrial Park. So